welcome to my channel. My name is Lesia and today I'm gonna be talking with you about types of awkward situations. So, let's get into it. When you have to call somebody that you really don't know at all, and you call this stranger on the phone, and while you hear the beep, you have this perfect version of what you're gonna talk about, and then when actually the person picks up, you forget everything and you call them by the wrong name. And when this happens, well, it happened to me, of course, a couple of times. And what I did, I panicked. And I hung up. Basically, it doesn't really help a lot because after all, you still have to call that person back. And you know, it's really hard to just handle it and just call them again and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, yes, it was me who you were talking to just 30 seconds ago." Sometimes you can be over-prepared and just panic, and it really doesn't work for anybody. The other type of situation that is so frustrating to me is when you are actually chatting with an acquaintance. You don't know very much about them, but you have some topics to discuss. And you're making an assumption based on yourself, and sometimes it's a really thin line. I just really don't get people who go and watch 50 Shades of Grey. I mean, what kind of a person watches it and likes it? I mean, it's just weird. Actually, I like the movie, and you know what? I really don't appreciate your tone. So actually, the movie is just an example, and of course it's a really hot example because the movie is still fresh in our minds, at least in my mind. I mean, blowed my brain, but whatever. I mean, it doesn't have to be the movie, it can be politics. Oh man, it's a really tough topic to talk about. So I really tend to just avoid it and not mention it at all. And well, just a couple of days ago I was in a discussion when a couple of girls started talking about politics, and it really did nothing for me. I mean, when somebody talks about a topic that I have such a different view of, I just tell myself, okay, Lesia, you have to shut up now. You don't need to say anything, you just have to smile and not let it sound in the tone of your voice like you're frustrated with the topic or the person, and just ignore it because this is not why you talk to them at all. It's not like you came to discuss politics or you came to discuss shitty movies or stuff. Sometimes you just have to step back and think it over, but it doesn't always work. So I don't know if it works with you, but sometimes it's really stressful for me to keep my mouth shut, and I don't even know if it should be like that, if I should shut up or if I should say something. So what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. Another situation that we experience a lot, me myself as a student, I experience it a lot. When a term paper is in progress and you have to work on it, and sometimes you just have to discuss things with your lecturer or your curator, and you promise to call your curator and let them know how you're doing. But you're not doing it yet because you're not getting anywhere, so what's the point of calling, right? I mean, it doesn't make any sense to call somebody and say, "Hey, well, I just didn't do enough yet," and so you wait and you wait. And then you bump into them just randomly when you totally don't expect it, and then you have to make this conversation happen. And it's so awkward to explain why you promised to call and you didn't. You know, when you have a name or a surname that isn't really easy to pronounce, like a lot of people had problems with my name, which is Lesia, and I know lots of kids who have been so frustrated when their names got spelled, misspelled, or pronounced wrong in high school, in university, and wherever else, you know, at work. My full name is Alexandra, so the shortening in Russia for Alexandra, which is very common, is Sasha. And the problem with that is when I was at work and I had to introduce myself, and of course on every document I'm actually spelled Alexandra, and the boss actually made a shortening that is Sasha, and I don't even react to that name, I don't respond to it, basically because it's really not my name. It's like if you take somebody by the name of Angelina or it doesn't necessarily mean that they're gonna go by Angie, like Angelina Jolie. I mean, you know, all people are different, everybody has preferences. Once the boss calls me Sasha in front of everybody else, like 30 people start calling me Sasha just because she did it accidentally. Well, I had to try and fix it, and I had to go up to her and say, you know, actually it's not Sasha, it's Alexandra or Lesia, but it's not Sasha. And she kept forgetting anyway, so sometimes it just doesn't work. But if you're in a pick like this and you have something to do, just remember that, well, sometimes people can make wrong assumptions and not even bother with it. Do you have a weird name that you've been called at school maybe, or at university, or some kind of assumption that somebody made on just basically the sound of your name? So if you do, please let me know in the comments down below. I'm really curious how you guys handle such situations. Okay, so thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a big thumbs up and subscribe down below for more videos on Lesia's Tale. It's my new channel, it's my first vlog ever, and I really think that it's gonna be a lot of awesome content out here. I'm gonna put in book reviews, movie reviews, lifestyle, travel, photography, and of course fashion. So if you like this video, I'm gonna do a lot of more such psychological social chit-chat, and I'm really anxious to hear what you thought of the video. I want to know if you liked it, so please let me know in the comments and tell me which kind of situations did you encounter and what kind of a situation is the most frustrating of them all. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye bye!